I'll never know what really happened to Harris Bullard. I was a fool. No story is worth risking your life. I'm stuck here in Kansas, writing a gossip column. It may be boring, but at least it's safe. I guess I can live with that.
Martin Brothers Construction. Receipt for services rendered. Date June 16, 1964. Notes. Installed steel siding and insulation per specification. Ran electrical for fans and evaporator underfloor to connect to main line in basement. Compressor, evaporator, freon tank and ventilation installed and tested. Replace standard door handle with locking variety per customer request. Joe. This is the only remaining copy of our research materials. I destroyed the rest. Take this and get out of here. After I'm gone, they'll turn this house upside down looking for answers. Josie, I know about the secret room behind your wardrobe. If you've stashed anything there, you must get rid of it. I've already cleaned out the freezer. I'm counting on you. Take the files, destroy the machine, and get out of here. Harris. The Lunar Dream Apparatus, Altering the Brain to Achieve Permanent Idiofocus, by H. Bullard and J. Herrera. Abstract. William Benjamin Carpenter's work describing the Carpenter effect over a century ago continues to baffle psychologists today. We have struggled to understand the linkage between the conscious and the subconscious, particularly the ways in which the subconscious mind seems to wield special knowledge of which the conscious mind is unaware. Our research attempts to give the conscious mind unfiltered access to all of the information stored in the subconscious by creating an artificial bridge between the two. We have done this in a rudimentary way with a set of lenses that refract light by tracking alterations in brain waves, but a more robust connection requires permanent alteration of the brain. The Lunar Dream Apparatus combines engineering, psychology, neuroscience, and a bit of physics to create just such a connection. In order to give the subject some control over their own subconscious, we have chosen the moon as a mental mnemonic. After undergoing treatment in the Lunar Dream Apparatus, the subject's conscious and subconscious are merged whenever a full moon is visible. This paper describes the construction of the apparatus, its function, the details of our research, and data recorded from our first test subject, co-author Josephine Herrera. Dear Diary, I was thinking about Dad today. I finally got some confirmation from the insurance company, which fills in some blanks. Here's what I know so far. Dad went to war in 1940 to the Philippines. He had some minor injury and was discharged in 1944. He was the only member of his unit to survive, the rest having died in a submarine. In 1946, his parents' home in Illinois burned down, and he turned up to collect the insurance payout. At least somebody did. He didn't have any other family, so it must have been him. But after that, I can't find any trace of him. Then, in 1952, the name Harris Bullard turns up in the footnotes of a research paper from Oakley College. Is this Dad? If so, what was he doing in the years after the war? Maybe he went abroad. There are some inconsistencies. Dad studied physics, not neuroscience, and Dr. Harris Bullard of Oakley College seems to have a chemistry background. There couldn't have been two Harris Bullards at the U of C in the 1930s, could there? The scariest thing for me is that Dr. Bullard looks nothing like the one photo I have of my father. In the photo, his face looks different and he's not so tall and skinny. Of course, he would have been younger as the photo was taken before I was born, but maybe it's not Dad in the photo at all. I changed my major to neuroscience and moved out here with one purpose, to figure out if Dr. Harris Bullard of Cove, Kansas, is the man who promised to marry Mama in 1939. It's been 2 years and I'm still not sure. I don't have the guts to ask him. What if I'm wrong? What will that make me? Dear Diary, got a letter from the Herreras today. They are good parents, even if they aren't my real parents. They sent the letter to me at Dr. Bullard's address, which means they know I'm living here. I wonder if they're worried. The whole town seems to have decided that the only reason I stay here is that I'm sleeping with them. I don't care what the small-minded bumpkins around here think, but I hope the Herreras aren't worried. Maybe soon I can tell them what I'm really up to. Also, Bobby Sawyer gave me another draft of his novel. It's really weird, but I think it's pretty good. I've been typing up his manuscripts on Dr. Bullard's typewriter. I'm fixing mistakes and making little edits as I go. When he's done, he's going to submit the typed version to Amazing Stories or Worlds of Tomorrow. I hope they publish it. I don't know if magazines will even look at work by a black author. I told him to use a pen name. Tomorrow we run the first live test of the Lunar Dream apparatus. Dr. Bullard doesn't think it's going to work the first time. I hope it does. I volunteered to be the first test subject. Maybe after the treatment I'll be able to understand what happened to Dad. Spring cleaning with chemistry, November 9th, 1964. Spring is here, and you know what that means. Hours of household chores while the men kick back and enjoy the sunshine. But don't let spring cleaning get you down. Let Mother Nature do the work for you. That's right, ladies. I'm talking about chemistry. With careful application of just a few household chemicals, your work will be done in no time. This handy guide covers a few of the most useful concoctions you can make at home. Have mold in the bathroom? Copper sulfate mixed with calcium oxide makes a great fungicide. Tired of trying to loosen a rusty screw? Just add borax to lemon juice to create a powerful rust remover. Does your man complain about your tap water? You can soften it by adding sodium carbonate. Don't waste time cleaning the hard way. A simple set of common chemicals can help you get that work done faster and smarter. H. Bullard, Daily Log, June 12, 1964. Today I turn in my resignation at the college. I've arranged for my lab to be moved to my house, and I'm having the icebox installed next Tuesday. I've taken steps to ensure secrecy. Woodcutter may have forced me out of the school, but now the research can continue without his knowledge. I'm lucky that the house has such an interesting history. Josie came to my office as I was packing up. She was distraught, her eyeshadow all smeared. I've never seen a student so emotionally affected. She has been a valuable assistant this year, and the research will be harder without her. It occurred to me to invite her to work with me at my home, but I hardly think she would have accepted. The young woman now holds a graduate degree in an esoteric neuroscience at the age of 23. What does she need an old man like me for?
I haven't had a good night's sleep in 3 days. I've been giddy ever since I figured that this might be a murder case. Not even a broken arm could keep me down. But now that I'm here, the truth seems a lot more complicated. This story is my shot. Better make it count.
Identifying chemical compounds by their flame. In an emergency, you may need to identify a foreign substance. Many chemicals can be isolated by observing the color of flame that they produce when burned. The chart below lists several examples. September 14th, 1964. Are you enjoying yourself, Harris? Does it excite you to shun me, to treat me like garbage the way that you do? When you sit in bed with that little slut, do you smoke cigarettes and laugh about me? I know all about you, Harris. I know about the girl who's living at your house. You're old enough to be her grandfather, for Christ's sake. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm ashamed of you. The whole town is ashamed of you. You are a laughingstock, Harris. A public spectacle. Now you have that Sawyer kid running your errands for you. You don't even have the guts to show your face around town. Really, Harris, I thought you were more of a man than that. You cheat on me, bankrupt me, and deny me help in my hour of need, and still you are not content? Now you insist on tarnishing my reputation with your lecherous antics. Do you think of no one but yourself? Can you really be the man I knew? My man in Louisville refused my bet this year, Harris. If I can't play the races, I don't know how I will survive. Your little vendetta will be the death of me. Do you understand? When they find me lying in the street, starved and thin and dead from exposure, the blame will be squarely upon your head. Cynthia. Graham, for the last year and a half I've been receiving threatening notes from somebody calling himself Woodcutter. He knows things about my past that I'd rather not have aired in public. After forcing me into early retirement, he now demands that I hand over all of my work. Last night I was supposed to deliver my research materials to him. Instead, I camped out nearby and watched the meeting point through my camera with the big lens. I can't say I was entirely surprised to see you show up. Some advice. Next time you try to extort personal property from somebody, don't arrange a meeting under a bright street lamp. I bet the photos will turn out great. You can make up names, try to spook me in my home, and threaten me all you want, but I'm not giving you my research, Graham. If you want it, you'll have to kill me. Word of warning, I won't go easy. I once broke a man's wrists with a ball-peen hammer, and I rather enjoyed doing it. I look forward to repeating that experiment with you, Harris.